Israel and Palestine war is driving gold prices, this bar right here, higher. Today I'm going to talk about gold and tell you why gold is a safe haven asset that thrives on geopolitical unrest and tough economic times. In the last month alone, gold prices have gone up 7% due to the Russia and Ukraine conflicts. But now we're seeing a new driver, and that's the war going on in Israel. It's a brutal conflict over there, and I can't stomach watching the footage and the updates that you see on the news online. Personally, I just absolutely hate that stuff. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to pick a side or delve into the war or the politics of that because this is not a political channel. This is an economic channel, and we are aiming to educate you guys on what is going on with the economy and share our advice to keep your wealth intact in this crazy world as it continues to unravel. Now, I'm personally buying gold, like this one right here, every chance I can get. Stacking gold bars in my own safe, as well as adding the precious metal to my self-directed IRA, insulates my portfolio from these sad global climates. So let's dive into why gold thrives in these conditions and why we are in for a serious bull run on gold. Number one, gold is not impacted by interest rates. Yes, you heard it here first. It also acts as an inflation hedge. In fact, it's proven to be the best asset to hold over time. It survives any market, goes down very slightly in bull markets, and thrives during bad bear markets. This gold bar I bought here in 2006 for $600 is now worth $1,900. The same $600 sitting in a safe next to it over time has devalued so much that I would need almost $1,000 in currency to have the same purchasing power in this gold bar that I have right here. Now, I was always a cash is king type of person until I really started covering gold back in 2012. Gold also has much higher liquidity when compared to real estate and other debt instruments. Keep that in mind. For this exact reason, people from all over the world, not just the USA, are flocking to gold right now. I'm going to read a quote from Anshul Gupta, who's the co-founder and CIO, Chief Investment Officer at Wint Wealth. Many people, businesses, and even governments allocate gold in their portfolios as a hedge for the doomsday scenario. It works like insurance. The ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia and Israel and Palestine can disrupt the long-term geopolitical equations, global supply chains, and trust in financial instruments. I know it shook me up. I don't trust currency, fiat currency anymore at all. To minimize such risks, investors increase their allocation to the yellow precious metal, he continued. He also said, another important aspect here is that investors prefer physical gold, right here, over any sovereign-backed gold securities in the doomsday-like scenarios. This is because sovereign-backed gold is merely a promissory note by the government, end quote. Now I'm going to get real with you right now. It's not just businesses and governments. Central banks are purchasing gold in massive numbers. The latest report had central banks buying 55 tons of gold in July alone, while both China and Poland added around 23 tons. And once again, Turkey was up there among the active buyers. This is the latest economic data, you guys. People are buying it in droves. The best advice that I can give you is follow these central bank moves. If central banks are doing it, why aren't you? They're always a step ahead. Now, in addition to our YouTube channel that covers the economy 100% of the time, we also have a free, 100% free, I said it, free 3 times, newsletter that you can join at tageconomy.org. It's T-A-G economy.org. I recommend you subscribe today to get our monthly economic reports. Greg and I are both small business owners who are proactive in protecting our assets. We are people, perhaps like you, who do not trust the government nor the world that we're living in. We are not in a good place. You need to look out for your wealth, especially if you're nearing retirement. There's wars everywhere. There's corruption, inflation. Don't even get me started. And don't forget that money printer I showed you in the last episode. Please subscribe and you'll see that is gonna fire up again. It's right around the corner. They're gonna print more money. Everything's gonna become more expensive again. Look, times are tough. Business is slow. The stock market is currently like a casino that just keeps dishing out bad beats. I've seen it myself. For this reason, we are going with the route that saved many Americans the last time this happened in the big 2008 collapse. The Rich Dad and Poor Dad author, Robert Kiyosaki, a man we follow very closely on this channel, feels that the crisis mode we are about to enter is going to be worse than in 2008. I almost went bankrupt in 2008. I consulted a bankruptcy attorney. Luckily, I pulled myself out of it, but I started buying these, and I got hit hard in 2008, and that's when I learned from it, and I started buying precious metals. Now, people that were really savvy bought ahead of this collapse and went on to make over 3 times their investment in gold and silver. Many saved their retirement and kept it intact with this tactic, while other people had to push back the retirement for several years due to the value that the savings had lost. once they realized that their investments had dropped sometimes 40% or even more. I personally had some equities that went down 70%. Some companies even went out of business. Thanks so much, Wachovia. And worse, some people that were near retirement had to go back to work during their golden years because they didn't own this. Now, Kiyosaki went as far as saying he feels gold could hit $75,000 an ounce if there's a global crisis. He did say that. And while it's trading currently, right now, this bar is under $2,000. I'll let you do the math on how many zeros that could potentially add to your retirement savings. As a rule of thumb, most people allocate 5 to 20% of their portfolio in precious metals. I'm at around 17% last I checked. And for me personally, that is a big number. I'm not letting my retirement portfolio sit in cash, crash, and I'm diversifying with gold and silver. And I'm doing my best to come out here and educate others on this concept. Family, friends, anyone watching the channel, people are buying gold and silver because if it comes even close to the almost 38x return that Kiyosaki predicted will happen, I will be back to tell you that happened. And not only will I say, I told you so, but you guys will be checking out pictures and videos of my new yacht. Let's just be honest, it's gonna happen. Make sure you visit tageconomy.org via the link below and get a free guide on you can add gold to your retirement portfolio the same way I did.